I can say it. No, I must say it. The only year, this is put to year. NDC only uses Muslims for votes. The NDC will use some people stand back. I will use to Muslim on people. And only uses Muslims for votes. They can use it there. There was really enough for votes, so I will not use it. No.
The road and see the statue. Obi to me the car be boom, men can that down. How, bro?
I feel like I just want the party, they don't care about PR because this, you see, when you do sentiment analysis and you listen to general sentiment about the political party, a lot of people on social media, and I'm basing this on social media, they are of the assertion that you have failed.
Yes. 2 days ago, I tweet, it is possible. Go see the comments. It is possible. You can't even tweet.
Exactly. You understand? The general sentiment about your party, the show say, bro, you know they go well. For someone who is trying to get someone from your party elected to continue your project as reported in this reportage, you don't do things like this. And Kauko na Sinohydro Nuria. Oko no if you are Quanta teaching hospital and if you are Quanta hospital, we're upgrading to teaching hospital.
The road,
the president promised you say you go elevate your hospital go teaching.
And you know how start
you there inside.
The places he finished the things he promised them, they don't give up.
He don't give us statue. How you they give them statue for what? And you see the president shouldn't have unveiled this because no, bro.
You foresee this thing like the DC for campus.
For Assemblyman.
Because you the president, as you unveil the statue, how you feel?
How you feel?
If you look around where the statue day,
how were you feeling? Sometimes we make money at thing because some people go for talk say now at this point you are working against Bawumia because this is bad PR for the MPP and go to
carry the statue go put out. Exactly. If you finish, then you can't fix them.
When you go on Twitter and other social platforms, everyone is angry. Like people are actually of the assertion that on one you see what you see in your man, and you see I can't fault them for thinking that way because you have promised things to the people of Ifian Kwanta that you have not done, you have not delivered. It is the audacity for them to build this thing and call you to come and unveil and you going to do it. That be what astounds me because, bro, what are we doing? Equine leading to the hospital. Look at the road. Bro, look at the environment. Look at the environment. No, no,
you carry statue can put
we tripping, man. We tripping. It's sad. Statue united.
Do you know who did they give statue?
Statue united. But the person you do the head to hair. As a boxer on here. What Nitina say? I say me.
So guys, so we are here at the roundabout of Efian Kwanta in Sekondi, also in the Sekondi Takoradi city and the Western region. And the statue you are witnessing behind me is the statue of the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And this statue was built for him by the leaders of the Western region to thank him for the good works he has done for the region in terms of development and giving the region what the region deserves. That's not what I'm saying. That's according to what the leaders are saying. So I'm throwing the question out to you. What do you think of this statue of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the Western region that has been built in Sekondi Takoradi for the good works that he has done? Leave your comments under the comment section and let's interact. I'm there for you.
Oh, another papa.
So guys, so we are here at the roundabout, also in the Sekondi Takoradi city and the Western region. Still, you are witnessing behind me is the statue of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And this statue was built to thank him for the good works he has done for the region in terms of the region deserves. That's not what I'm saying. That's according to what the leaders are saying. Putting the question out to you, what do you think of this statue of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the Western region that has been built in Sekondi Takoradi for the good works that he has done? Leave your comments under the comment section and let's interact. I'm there for you.
Oh, another papa. Why I do? Kokulu. Oh, she, rado. Ah, mentaso. I'm not going to there. President Muado, but why I do? Another Yadanka Sanka, some again of Meba Yam and I. Nti yi na ye se no bona bad wonu ndi papa wa ya amen. Nti na de ya me hia me okese omo kwantintin. Yi ni na bia no ka se wona etse bia la amom de wa ya de ya kokon hyiran. Ena na da kama mu nya no won tuma ko free education ya kokon hyiran ya kokon ye no kese on to no condemn.
Akoda school na wotwe mienu miensa yesi kofie. Obefia ano abetre fie boso miensa. Obesa akọ school no ni osua ye no na ni refi. Ye pese ye mani nyina ye bie school ana omu nyina akọ. Ye pon school ana omu nyina abefie. Ye mpese bi nbeba betre fie boso miensa na afe awofo no e wo se wo pesika na ukotua master normal and extra classes. Sa sika na wutua no ene free SHS no ye koya na se esanbai. Enti ye mani nyina beko school prekope ye makwan ya no mu nyina ba ye mpese ye mama ebeba betena fie boso miensa wanhwe yi a na obi akwhye omo yefu na echese omo abrabo asay. They took a healthy and thriving economy from the NDC administration, and in 8 years they have destroyed it. The MPP qualified to write a book on how to destroy an economy in 8 years. It should be a standard textbook for all secondary schools and universities. That is the book Baumia and Co. should be writing. That is the book Ken Ofori-Atta should be writing. That is the book Nana Akufo-Addo should be writing. How to destroy a healthy economy in 8 years. It will be a bestseller. So when they go into opposition, they should go and write that book. They can be co-authors of that book.
The register not certified. And so it is, if you request that you want a summary, that's fine. But this is something we've been doing for since time immemorial. And we've not added summaries to it. And this is not the first time. In 2019, we gave out the soft copy of the register. In 2020, we gave out the soft copy of the register. In 2023, we gave out the soft copy of the register. And it did not have a summary. So the fact that there's no summary does not make it not certified. The register, as you see, as you have it, is a certified copy of the register. If you choose to return it, that's your prerogative. You can do so. And this is a request you are making. It is not binding in law. It is not binding in law. And this is something we've been doing since time immemorial. I believe from Mr. Tetiako, who've been here since 1992, they've never given a summary to anybody. So if it is your request today, that's fine. I mean, we are not obliged to give it to you. But I think as a commission that believes in transparency, that accommodates and is responsive to the needs of its stakeholders, we don't have a problem generating a detailed summary for you, but we are not obliged. And there's no way in law. But as mentioned, and I like to put it on record, it has never happened. It's a request you have made, we are not obliged to give it. As a commission, we thought that in the interest of transparency and responsiveness, we should provide you with that summary. And so we will. As Mr. Dr. Ofori-Atta indicated, we thought that we should give you the details and not just a summary. And so when they went in, it requires some audit checks and so on and so forth, and that is being done. And so you can return your drive if you wish. It does not make what you have not certified. Those registers you have are certified. And that's the final register. It's important for the public to know that we have 21 days within which to give you the certified register. The register was certified on Friday, and we are not even up to 7 days. So we have up to 21 days to give you the certified register. But it's up to you. You can choose to return it or not. As I mentioned, it does not make it any less than certified. We place on record here that the registers that you have in those cases are the certified copies of the final register. They are fit, they are credible, they are robust for delivering a true, a credible, a fair, and a transparent to the election come December 2024.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one,
The ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number 2, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are 2 types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, a very good morning to you and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and we are coming to you live from the Peniel studio here at North Ridge. Today is the 11th of November 2024, and it's another opportunity to go through the issues of the country. Let's start off with the headlines of the newspapers, starting with Daily Graphic. It says, new mining firms pause first gold. New mining firm pause first gold. National Farmers Day, President announces free tertiary education for cocoa farmers' children. Cocoa price shoots to 49,600 Ghana cedis a ton. Terrorism fight requires critical strategy, Kandapa. The Ghanaian Times. President unveils West African largest single-stream gold mine. Solidifies Ghana's position in Africa's leading gold producer. Farmers hail new cocoa producer prize. 70-year-old Nanowusu Achiel 2024 National Best Farmer. Congratulations. NACOC destroys 151,899.54 kilograms of illicit narcotic drugs at Bundase. Daily Guide. Protect free SHS with your votes. Edichum. Resolve current impasse. Kufuor tells Paping. Mahama economic record bad. Baumia. Nana commissions flour port interchange November 19. NDC election ploy exposed. Crusading Guide. New Crusading Guide. Daylight Roberts arrested in Katamanso as Commander Adrinfi led thugs to assassinate resident. Strengthening security cooperation. Ghana leads West African anti-terrorism efforts. Petitions fly at National Biosafety Authority. upon Nkrumah pushes for sustainable financing for housing projects at World Urban Forum. Businessman donates motorbikes and cash to support Mahama 2024 campaign. Yoko boss unveils new strategies to combat rising fraud in the public sector. A marauding breach in defense of constitution, Mr. Ask Babin. The inside newspaper. And if you want to know who Mr. Ask Babin is, it's Mr. Alban Sumana Babin. Okay, just in case you are wondering. Mr. Alban Sumana Babin, and it's cut short Ask. So the insight. France turns to occupied Western Sahara for colonial plunder. Hunger killing U.S. Hunger killing as angry Thermofisher foes cry over unavailability of premix fuel. Free SHS. Professor Joshua Alabi says policy not MPP invention, but constitutionally mandated. Ghana traditional ruler calls for peaceful elections devoid of violence. Trump's return leads to mixed emotions across Europe. The Herald. Chief of Staff name signature, others used in 3.7 million Ghana city job scam. Chief of Staff's name, signature, others used in 3.7 million Ghana city job scam. Nurse before court. Jubilee House boys walking free. Jospon Group officials in Azerbaijan for UN Climate Change Conference, COP29. Highlights of NDC and NPP manifesto on transport. Europe is finalizing preparations for a gold standard. Upper Discoff Council claims Akufo-Addo's statue after Mahama jabs. Austin Gami cries for Ghana's economy as MP haggle over seats. The Informer. Vacancies controversy. Last days are dangerous. Kufuor tells Babin. Election 2024. Akufo-Addo warns desperate politicians. Vote for development. Napo urges Gonjaland. At Ghana CEO Presidential Gala Dinner, I'll build buoyant businesses. Baumia declares. I'll build buoyant businesses. Combating terrorism in West Africa, Mali's Corporation Germain Kandapa, stop useless attacks on IGP Dampare, ACP Agojo told. And the top right corner in this issue says that EU buys into Baumia's idea, balances gold reserve to shore up economies. The Inquisitor, Mo Ibrahim Index, judiciary autonomy declines, drops from 100% to 50%. Agozo punches Dampare, calls him incompetent, disruptive. 3,200 hands for electrochem salt harvesting at Adan. Okay, Yoko boss out with new strategies to combat rising public sector fraud. COP29, Chief Executive Court promoting fossil fuel deals. The Daily Statesman NPA boss urges Africa to end dollar-based oil pricing. Akufo-Addo opens West Africa's largest single-stream gold mine. Votes to protect free SHS. Education Minister charges electorate. Baumia, all is possible. All is possible with gold. Kandapa urges coordinated regional response to Sahel terrorism. The Ghanaian publisher, Akufo-Addo commissions Ghana's largest single gold mine. With God, everything is possible, Baumia. Africa must end dollarization of oil products. ARDA president. Who is the biggest culprit when it comes to dollarization? I mean, African countries, who's the biggest culprit when it comes to dollarization in Africa? ECO unveils strategies to stop public sector fraud. Upon Nkrumah pushes for sustainable housing finance. Protect free SHS with your vote. Education Minister to Ghanaians. The custodian. Ghana Mali partner to fight terrorism. Cocoa farmers' children to enjoy free university education. Baumia. All things are possible with God. Baumia to Catholic congregation. Africa must end dollar-based crude oil pricing. ARDA president. Upon Nkrumah seeks sustainable financing for housing projects at World Urban Forum. Akufo-Addo opens Ghana's largest single gold mine. Daily Post. Mahama condemns the wickedness of Akufo-Addo and Baumia towards the central region. Sosu makes Ghana proud. Backs U.S. Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. Mahama needs your votes to fulfill his promises, Lordina. The Business and Financial Times. Agric Minister laws FSRP Farmers' Day. Government plans early bond markets re-entry. Achal Brimpong wins 1 million Ghana Cedis National Best Farmer Prize. And Insurance Hub prioritizes client-centered solutions, youth financial security. And in other news, Japan Motors marks a milestone with launch of Geely vehicle brand. And then in a feature, credit scoring system, how it works and its relevance. That's it for the headlines this morning. We'll take a breather and be back shortly.
Hey guys, so I got this app. It's called Ayoba. It's a chat app that helps me with beauty tips and cooking tips. A super app that feeds me music and the latest sports content. I even use it for my studies. And the good news is I don't need to use my data bundle because I'm on MTN. Chale, the app just did be.
Ayoba, the all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, read, play, pay and listen. Use Ayoba at no data cost on MTN. Download Ayoba now.
A vote for the MPP candidate in this 2024 election is a vote for a third term for Nana Akufo-Addo. Why they are desperate to break the 8 is to do a cover-up of the 8 years of atrocities that they have inflicted on Ghanaians.
Stand this way. Go this way. Come this way.
Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia, #1 on the ballot.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of bantama.
Matasi. It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me, Judy said we used to Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasan.
Kile Hossein. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome. Please look into the camera for verification. Thank you, John. You are now verified. Please select your preferred candidate. New candidate. Profile being verified. Please choose another. New candidate. Profile not ready. Please choose another. To see development options for this candidate, press yes or cancel. Will cancel free SHS. Will cancel LEAP. Will cancel health insurance. Will bring back Doomsaw. Should I continue? Press yes or cancel. Please choose another. Development options. Will improve free SHS. Free healthcare. Flat rate scheme for importers. Jobs for the youth. Affordable public transport with electric buses. Generally, a great choice. The only choice really. Thank you for voting number 1.
Esuro. Vote number 1 on the ballot.
Customer, I don't know who to say.
Malaria been actually me, man. No more brand, no man, still.
One of them give us.
Give us a solid.
Yeah, sorry. What rest of so give us here and don't me down.
But so good also. But tomato give us the and don't down.
Give us about me, sir.
Me patron the and don't down.
Customer. Give us that now.
Onuya kayo oba wa fa furo nom de o ma ne banu fo nom akwada wa ni fie dumie no ono so nom
apomode hunsem yemfen diagro enunti na se wonom ede papa nko a Exodus moringa capsules ene Exodus dandelion capsules efi Exodus ebusuanom na ebeboa wa pomode emu bia wo benya no betimi aboa nanso se woyi tu no a wo betimi anom abo na ebeboa papa apa se wonom Exodus moringa capsules ne Exodus dandelion capsules ebua mamoja di efusani yio na afei ebusi wo immune system no na akwati ayarewa ahodo minim yie se nipa dodo na nim dia moringa etimi ye na dandelion so yenim enunti ne nkasa bebre enye ma apemfo ana abatan a oma enifo ana abofra onya emfidumi Exodus ehu adansi die dos.
Home is never complete without the warmth of family, the assurance of security, and the joy of shared moments. Whether you're returning home from abroad or seeking a new beginning, Rehoboth Havens Ayimensa is where your journey truly begins. Discover the perfect balance of modern living and natural beauty with flexible installment plans available to make your dream home a reality. Our 2 and 3 bedroom houses offer spacious interiors, elegant designs, and all the comfort your family needs. Experience a lifestyle of convenience, progress, and security. Each home is crafted with care, ensuring your family enjoys every moment. Rehoboth Havens is more than just a gated estate. It's a vibrant community. From safe playgrounds to serene surroundings, it's the perfect place for families to thrive. Join a growing community that values safety, comfort, and affordable housing. Your future starts here. Rehoboth Havens, where your housing dream becomes a reality. Visit www.rehobothsocialhousing.com to learn more.
In the heart of our communities, change is not just a dream, it's a promise.
I don't have to worry about rising costs and taxes. Dr. Baumia's flat rate tax system is a breath of fresh air. It means I can keep more of what I earn and invest back into my business.
I've seen so many changes in my lifetime, but what matters most is to feel secured.
Dr. Baumia's initiative for the elderly is to make sure we are not forgotten. He's giving us the exact care that we deserve.
With digital skills training, I am no longer worried about the future. Dr. Baumia empowers us to thrive in a digital world, making us ready for tomorrow's jobs.
Job opportunities are crucial for my generation. Dr. Baumia is committed to creating job opportunities and entrepreneurship. With his vision, we can build our dreams.
Together, we can transform our nation. Dr. Baumia's plan arranges policies. They are pathway for prosperity for every Ghanaian.
It's time for leadership that listens and acts. A vision for all of us, where every voice matters and every dream is possible. Vote Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Esuro. Vote number 1 on the ballot.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get a packing from your pocket. One lie. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man.
Good luck.
We'll be ready. We are star 712. It's much more phone. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let's choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4.
Now we try. You need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify.
Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets.
Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
Hey,
Dema, tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now with the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Presidential candidate! Ministers say don't buy a drum. I'm going to 12. Because Valentine, so because you are the reason 12. I'm going to take a good pack and go back. More than 30 years, you're going to tell it here and call it in. But the answer to my unity, it's about unity. It's about unity. And remember, so, that's what I'm going to do. You know, 12. Aso, to say, a Maguru Emre, Mitawase, and Automase. That is the kind of leadership we want.
We're doing the 276 constituency tour. We're talking about baby, here will be a policy control. When you walk in the balance room, you will see Nana Kwame Bediako. Number 12. On a pet and a tree, I want it so. On a super and I have brands here. Now come here and for Grand Quan the Buffalo. Let's bomb them out. Let's bomb them out. Let's bomb them out.
Using Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa Empty Mixture, brought to you by Koa Research and Manufacturing Limited Company, proudly made in Ghana. Formulated to support your general well-being. For those seeking immune system support, there is Koa Plus Mixture. Support your body's defenses and stay strong. When it comes to combating malaria, Koa Empty Mixture will aid your treatments. For effective relief from malaria symptoms, try Koa Empty Mixture. Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa Empty Mixture are not recommended for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 12 years. Always take a malaria test before using Koa Empty Mixture. Choose Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa Empty Mixture for your health needs. Available now at Pharmacies nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact 0244 726611 or 0591 565 778. This advert is
Dr. Baumia once said,
"But if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you."
Dr. Baumia, when your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. That time now $1 to 4 cedis. And today, 11.5. The rate of depreciation. What are we going to say? $dollar. India, a Turkish near Medinica, Ewo, Dosa or the Bremi. And me money deposit. Not dollar, no. 6 cedis to $1. In August 2022, over $100,000. I have the evidence. It is 1,550,000 Ghana cedis, meaning the dollar was 15 cedis, 50 pesos. Where were the strategies?
The dollar, which was selling at 4.2 Ghana cedis in 2016, is today selling at about 17 Ghana cedis. Prices keep rising, businesses are collapsing, yet the so-called economic messiah is dead silent and totally clueless about how to fix it. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Alright, welcome back to the program. And today I have Beatrice Annan Esquire, and she is also a member of the NDC communications team and the is it the PR or communications person for the Mahama campaign team?
The deputy spokesperson.
The deputy spokesperson for the Mahama campaign team. Okay. Also, we have Laratu Musa Saka, who is the executive secretary, deputy executive secretary for the Postal Courier Services Regulatory Commission, and also a member of the MPP. Pardon me, communications team. Laratu, you're welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Annie.
And how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Okay, let me also remind you that it's a journey that is awesome. It has been an awesome one, 15 years with ease, with MTN. For safety and convenience, MTN says that is actually definitely worth celebrating. That's why Momo at 15 is rewarding you with amazing cash prices just to say thank you, and also send money to MTN Momo user or make payments to MTN Momo merchants at no cost, only on MTN. So go on, download the Momo app on a Play Store or App Store, just Momo it everywhere you go. Terms and conditions definitely apply. Kel 360 toothpaste is also available on the market, and it also is very available for your whole family. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with an all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness, and also is good for kids, children, and adults as well. Kel 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with cool mint, it gives you fresh breath throughout your activities and protects the gum from decaying. Also, with consistency and quality, please use Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. Reach them on 0246 86 4798. Kel 360 toothpaste. Happy smile. Okay, so we've gone through I think various stages, I'll say, and one of our three arms of government, which is the legislature, I don't know, has been on and off. So as we speak, it's off again because we lacked quorum last week, and so the Speaker decided to go or call for the synod again, making the MPs go back to their constituencies or go back to their different working places as they choose. There has been calls for the Speaker to take leadership role to make sure that it brings Parliament under control, but we're also expecting that there will be a ruling today or a verdict today. So vacancies in Supreme Court. Vacancy, Supreme Court to deliver verdict. The Supreme Court is set to deliver a landmark judgment today on the dispute decision to declare 4 parliamentary seats vacant, a case that has ignited significant political debate and brought renewed focus to the constitutional powers of the Speaker of Parliament. Now, the case brought forward by Alexander Afenyo-Markin, leader of the New Patriotic Party NPP Parliamentary Caucus, challenging Speaker Barbing declaration of seats as vacant without judicial oversight or initiation of by-elections. Now, at the core of the dispute is Speaker Barbing's interpretation of the 1992 Constitution regarding the parliamentary vacancies. Barbing declared the 4 seats vacant on September 17, 2024, arguing that the MPs in question had violated constitutional requirements, which he believed justified their removal from office. Okay, so we're expecting that the courts will rule on the matter today, and Metro TV definitely will be there to bring you details of that. Let me also give you some updates of what President Kufuor, or former President Kufuor, has been saying so far, and he's actually called for the Speaker of Parliament to show leadership role in the matter that's hanging now. He says that last days are dangerous, and so the Speaker should put his foot down and do the right thing. I'm trying to get a script, but it's not here, so let me just get to the guest, and then maybe later I'll read it to you. Beatrice, I'll start with you on this matter. So this is where we are.
Yeah, I know you start with me. And I want to say good morning to our viewers. And I also want to thank them for keeping faith with the NDC. We arrived in Accra yesterday around 1 a.m. from the central region. And this morning, President Mahama is already on his way to Kumasi to have a meeting with the clergy in Kumasi, and then subsequently to the Bono East region as part of the campaign tour. And so I want to say that the NDC is not relaxing, the NDC is not complacent, the NDC is not sleeping. I just saw a report from the Reuters that they can confidently say that the NDC would emerge as the winners of the 7 December polls, but we are not resting, we are not being complacent. We know that we are in the race or in the contest with people who do not have fetters on their conscience, and they will do anything for power as long as it brings them power. So I want to thank every Ghanaian for keeping faith with the NDC. Having said that, I think that we should not be surprised we are in the kind of economic mess that we find ourselves because you have the NPP at the helm of affairs. Because you see, what the NPP have done over the past weeks in relation to this brouhaha in Parliament is that they have refused to show leadership. They have refused to show leadership in ways that baffles me, especially because it has to do with Parliament. And so one shouldn't have any valid expectation that much will change. So you see, in this Supreme Court decision that we anticipate they will give, ordinarily, the court will either say the speaker is right or wrong. That would have been the outcome. But already, the court has taken the position that the speaker is wrong. And so I don't know any surprises that will come out of that Supreme Court decision. If the Supreme Court comes out to say that those people have not vacated their seat, what they would have done would have been to render our constitution very useless, or the provisions of Article 97, 1, G and H, and then Articles 99 very useless. They would have set up a wrong precedent that I pray it doesn't come to bite the NPP again, because we are where we are because of the precedent they have set. And now they're seeking to set another precedent with the Supreme Court. We in the NDC are certain in our mind that some 27 days into a main election, there isn't much the NPP can do, because for 8 years, they haven't been able to do anything. So what they could not do in 8 years, I doubt they can do in 27 days or even less. But on this note, I want to say that every Ghanaian must celebrate Speaker Bagwin. The Right Honorable Speaker has demonstrated the highest level of leadership. In fact, you could see that even the Supreme Court was very worried because they kept saying Ghana is in a constitutional crisis, and the Chief Justice was practically emotional. Why is Parliament not sitting? As if the case before her was to get Parliament to sit. But the Speaker has navigated this matter in a very sophisticated manner that I think that we ought to salute him.
But I think when she mentioned that they were in crisis, she was not updated at that time about that it was a lack of quorum that made Parliament.
And you don't say
so
that.
She was prompted and she took it back.
If you say that, you would rather be indicting the Chief Justice the more, because on the fact of the matter before her, she ought to know everything. So if you say that she was, no, I don't think she was very updated. I mean, to be fair to her, she was very updated.
I think you're being fair to her.
Oh no, this morning, don't set the Chief Justice. She was very updated. If you say that she had no knowledge of certain things, no. She knew. Unless you want to tell me that the Chief Justice does not appreciate the workings of Parliament.
But she can't know everything into detail.
No, she knows everything. Oh, she knows it. So she knows it. But the point I'm making is that the Speaker ought to be celebrated. The Speaker has navigated this thing so beautifully that even when a lot of constitutional law experts thought that there could be a constitutional crisis, we don't have one. What we have now is Afenyo Markin, who is so obsessed with his title minority leader or majority leader, and so obsessed about chairs. So the MPP's problem today as we speak is not because the seats have been declared vacant or otherwise. Their problem is that they don't have chairs to sit on. That is basically the problem. Or do you see another problem? Is there any other problem? Because you see, these guys want to use propaganda, but they must know that Ghanaians have seen through them. First of all, after all the hustle and bustle, you people petitioned the Speaker to reconvene Parliament. What did the Speaker do? The Speaker obliged and actually issued a notice for Parliament to sit, and also give the timing for sitting as 10 a.m. When it was 10 a.m., some members like Kennedy Japan, Apia Kubi, Atachia said that they came into the chambers only to be told that the MPP Parliamentary Caucus is holding a meeting they were not aware of. So they walked into the house only to be told that you were holding a meeting. And they held the meeting so long that even after 10:30, they could not finish holding the meeting and coming back. And you know, they want to blackmail everybody and say, you know, what is happening is because the NDC doesn't want the free SHS bill to pass. Please, let me state on authority that in that petition presented to the Speaker requesting that Parliament should sit, there was no way that the MPP said that they wanted to present a bill for free SHS. In fact, there is nowhere that they even stated that they wanted to present the airlife, which gives them the power to do galamsey in water bodies and forest reserve, to revoke it. They did not have these two things they are telling the public in the official records presented to Parliament as the reason
for triggering the Parliament recall.
And they were not even present. And you could see that even at the time Afenyomankin was addressing the press, look at the number of MPs behind him, less than 30. These guys have never been serious with our governance issue. And you would think this is just parliamentary. Let me take you back to when Dr. Baumia held the Meet the Press. A journalist asked him about the cocoa industry. And if you understand our economy well, cocoa and oil, and then the last one, gold, are the three things that you can say that hold this economy. A whole vice president who is the head of the economic management team did not know anything that was happening in the cocoa industry. And yet they'll come out to tell you that he has a bold solution, but certainly it doesn't cover cocoa. These guys have checked out. They certainly don't care about what happens by way of our welfare and governance. It has to be about the next election. So even if the country will collapse for the next election, they don't care. They just have a strategy of having a different narrative in the media. Because how is it that somebody like Afenyomankin can address the media and lie that, oh, the NDC doesn't want parliamentary business to proceed because there is a free SHS bill. This morning, let me tell every viewer that do not let the MPP blackmail you with the free SHS and say that it's the remedy to everything. And so when they are misbehaving, when they are mismanaging the economy, when food prices are high, when we cannot get beds in our hospitals, when our children cannot get food, when pensioners are dying because this government has painfully taken away their monies, they tell you that the reason why they cannot do anything they have to do is free SHS. And you see, even now, they have run away from their own digitalization agenda to free SHS.
Oh, how? No.
Oh, now, what was the last time you heard? The last time Baumia was somewhere in Ashanti region, the chief told him that I don't have electricity here. So if I don't have electricity here, what is digitalization to me? It's of no relevance to me. we must hold the MPP to strict account. Everything that is happening in Parliament is not the doing of the Speaker. First of all, the Speaker didn't go to court. They went to court. They even have the privilege of getting the court to sit in record time. You know, when you file a motion, I don't know how even the Chief Justice gets to know that there is something so urgent that they have to bath and come. So they have a record time of getting the court to do their bidding and get them to give a ruling that some way, somehow, they can foresee the outcome immediately they file. What they are doing is gaslighting the people for their negligence. It is so bad that organized labor was told, do not go on strike. Keep faith with us. Respect our words because we are going to revoke this LI. When it came to the most critical time, they did nothing about it. They say that, you know what, we need to give the free SHS a legal backing. When it came to the time, you presented nothing. And yet you come into the public and you speak this way. But in concluding, I want to say that the Speaker has shown that, like he said, strong men do not have to come in uniforms alone. The Speaker has shown that we can stand up to people who think that they can use and misinterpret the Constitution to suit their whims and caprices. The Speaker has again shown that when we talk about separation of powers, indeed separation of powers ought to exist. I remember he saying that he wishes for a time when Parliament will not be subjected to the whims and caprices of those at the Flagstaff House. And we all pray for that time. Because you see, this morning...
But is it not very difficult to draw that line? I mean, yes, they all have their own separation of powers.
We've always been drawing that line.
Yes, but we cannot also overlook the superiority of the judiciary.
There is no superiority. That statement you should withdraw.
Why?
There is nothing in democracy like superiority of the judiciary.
No, unless maybe you don't want to take it from that angle.
It's not angle.
Hold on. When the judiciary interprets the Constitution or a law, an article for us, you cannot say that because of separation of powers.
It is not.
You can't say that because of separation of power, you not go by the interpretation.
No,
that one is not allowed.
It is not because of the superiority of the judiciary. It is because the Constitution says so.
Yes.
So the
point I'm making is
Constitution.
So exactly. So the argument I'm making is that the Constitution gives that supremacy to judiciary.
No, the Constitution does not give. I mean, this one I don't want to go into law lecturing.
No,
the Constitution
Beatrice, this is not about. No, hold on, Beatrice. Let's not act like it's just.
No, it's not. So maybe the choice of words.
Maybe you have a problem with the choice of words, but I'm saying that
the tenets of democracy and constitutionalism is that you have to rule according to the Constitution. So your source of power is derived from the Constitution. That is why when the Constitution says that you must appoint majority of ministers from Parliament, if you decide to appoint 126, like this government did, then you have to, nobody say, what constitutes majority? What constitutes majority? At least, by some interpretation, you know that even if it is by one, because the Constitution so merely because the president has the power to appoint does not mean he's supreme. He derives that power from the Constitution. That is why the Speaker says that what we know in Ghana is the supremacy of the Constitution and not of the judiciary. So why is it that the Chief Justice could not compel the Speaker to go and sit? If she was so worried and she was ranting, why is Parliament not sitting? Why did she not compel the Speaker to reconvene Parliament for Parliament to sit? Because the Constitution does not give her those powers. Because she doesn't have the power to call for a meeting of Parliament. So after all, it is not the supremacy of the judiciary. And in any case, if she comes out with a verdict, which we are all expecting, that she will say that, oh, by some magical interpretation, these people have not vacated their seats, so they are supposed to be members of parliament. What can she do beyond that?
But that's why she's given a stay.
So, no, but at that time, the stay will no longer be operating because then the substantive judgments will come. What can she do? She can only but have declared that this is what the Constitution means. What happens thereafter? What can she do? She can't do anything about it.
No, she can do something about it. How do you mean? If a court gives a ruling and you don't abide by the ruling?
The court doesn't enforce its own ruling. The court only gives ruling. It cannot on itself enforce its own ruling.
But what is ruling for?
What is ruling for? So that is where the separation of powers come in. That you have the power to give the ruling.
Yes.
So
and
now,
and who received that ruling has the obligation to abide by the ruling that's been given by the court.
That is very true. And the ruling is that those people would have been members of parliament. Beyond that, what else? Beyond that, what else? Whether Parliament will decide to adjourn Senate or after the election, she cannot say that I'm issuing a mandamus compelling the Speaker of Parliament to call the House. If there is no quorum in the House, or they do not have the numbers, or will she make an order directing members of Parliament to leave their constituency to come? Because these MPs, they don't look so serious with the business of the House. They certainly don't care about what happens. They are campaigning. And you know the funny thing? Everywhere you go, they are campaigning skirt and blouse. They are saying, oh, vote for John Mahama. Oh, we know Okoboy. The last time Okoboy we admitted
that's an allegation.
Okoboy admitted it on your show.
He says
yes, he says
not true.
Please,
it's not
take
true.
Your time. You
it's
can't
not
even,
true. I was producing the show. It's not
time.
True.
He said that he's a politician and that he knows the dynamics. So when he goes to a certain path, he will tell them that, yes, I know you want to vote for. We all speak Ghana. We all watch the show.
So he said it in Ghana.
He said it in English. He said it when he was on the show with some. It's not just Okoboy.
No.
It's not just, I'll show you. I'll give you some posters.
So it's Okoboy and who?
MPP parliamentary candidates who have even printed John Mahama's image on their banners.
It's not those who are going independent.
No, MPP parliamentary candidates. I'll show you. You are scandalized. Go to the north. Everywhere, the campaign is that, oh, we know you vote for John Mahama. You vote for your John Mahama. I have gone to more than 12 regions. Go to most of the regions. The parliamentary candidates have only their pictures. And even the MPs, only their pictures. They don't have picture with Dr. Baumia. That's what happens if you sit in Accra and you're not on the ground. You should be going around.
I take exception to that. I take exception to that.
So you are not
I take exception.
No, you're not a politician.
I take exception. Where you go is not where I go.
So you go around.
Yes.
So please, let me give you some of the places to go. You go to the
you won't define where I decide to go.
But the point I'm making is that these people, these MPs themselves, are even struggling in their constituencies, to the extent that some of them are even preaching skirt and blouse. So they do not have time for all these shenanigans these people are doing in Parliament. And so let nobody deceive you that somebody doesn't want parliamentary business to proceed. One of the things that a lot of Ghanaians have accused members of Parliament of both sides is that they always are building consensus and they are agreeing to pass loans and do this. Annie, have you not heard about that? That even NDC members have come under a lot of criticism because they had aided the MPP in conducting government business. This time, it is the MPP that does not want to conduct government business. They just want an excuse for their failure. And we must all reject them with the contempt they deserve, because we have never been here before. And in the first place, we should not have been here, but for their failed leadership.
Let me bring Lara to Lara. So this is what the former president said, and I start reading from here. He said, speaking in an interview with Accra-based Asempa FM last Friday, ex-President Kufuor expressed his disappointment over the development, describing it as embarrassing. According to him, the situation could tarnish the otherwise distinguished career of the Speaker, while emphasizing the importance of the Speaker Babing's role in resolving the impasse. Quote, "I will plead with the Speaker. He has the solution. With only about a month left in Parliament life, he has to show leadership. You have served well. Parliament is in a mess. And if you are not careful, it could affect your record," the ex-president noted. Former President Kufuor urged Mr. Babing to restore peace and order in Parliament, emphasizing that with the current term nearing its end. I'm reading from the Daily Guide. So there's also some directives that was given by the Chief Justice. So Chief Justice Gertrude Saki-Tokonu has issued new directives to registrars and court bailiffs regarding the proper procedures of serving court processes to key Parliament officials. These include the Speaker of Parliament, Clerk of Parliament, and Members of Parliament, according to the circular by the Chief Justice. Court processes intended for the Speaker of Parliament should be served to Legal Department of Parliament, Parliamentary Service, and only on Mondays during working hours. I'll try and pull out the documents of what the procedure is like. Working hours. For the Clerk of Parliament, processes should be served directly to the Clerk of Parliament between 7 a.m. hours and 8 a.m. hours on Monday, or any weekday from Tuesday to Friday. And this procedure should apply during parliamentary recesses, and also apply during parliamentary recesses. And then the Clerk of Parliament is also required to inform the judiciary of the parliamentary recess schedule. Now, regarding members of Parliament, the circular specified that court processes should be served directly to MPs on Mondays or Tuesdays to Fridays between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. hours, as well as during parliamentary recesses. Now, these directives follow concerns raised by Speaker of Parliament Alban Babing, who alerted the Chief Justice to potential breaches of Article 117 and 118 of the 1992 Constitution. The Speaker had informed the Chief Justice that there were incidents where court processes were being served on MPs, the Speaker and the Clerk, while they were engaged in official parliamentary duties, which could disrupt their work. Article 117 of the Constitution states that, quote, "Civil or criminal processes coming from the court or place out of Parliament shall not be served on or executed in relation to Speaker or member of Parliament, member or Clerk of Parliament while he is on his way to, attending or returning from any proceeding of Parliament." So Article 118 Clause 1 also says that the Constitution also provides that neither the Speaker nor a member of nor Clerk to Parliament shall be compelled while attending Parliament to appear as a witness in a court or place out of Parliament. So Article 118 Clause 2 also provides that the certificate of Speaker that a member of Clerk is attending the proceedings of Parliament is conclusive evidence of attendance at Parliament, unquote. There's more. Let me allow Lara to come in here. And then
good morning, Annie, and good morning to our viewers. I mean, it's been quite an interesting morning. We all know Beatrice's stance when it comes to the legal fraternity in this country. So I'm not surprised that she said she doesn't want to go into law this morning. But I thought she was going, since she's the only lawyer on the table, should have educated us more on this. But be as it may, I'll just go on with my, should I say, laywoman's understanding of what the issues are. But before I even do that, Annie, I will go to the website of our Parliamentary Service and read the section on Office of Speaker. The Speaker is the first officer of the House. He or she is one of the 3 highest officers of the state, ranking 3rd in the official order of precedence after the President and the Vice President. The office of the Speaker was first. I'll just cut that bit of it and go to the third paragraph. The Fourth Republic Constitution provides that the Speaker shall preside in Parliament at all sittings, and in his or her absence, a Deputy Speaker. In the discharge of his or her numerous responsibilities and in the exercise of the powers vested in him, the Speaker is expected to be impartial and does not take part in debates on the floor of the House. Behind the scenes, he or she exercises considerable influence in forging consensus on major issues, while fairly and firmly enforcing order and consistently applying the established practices of the House. And the last paragraph reads, as head of the parliamentary institution and chairperson of the Parliamentary Service Board, the Speaker has ultimate responsibility for the service. To tie this into what His Excellency Kufuor, former president, said, I think he couldn't have put it any better. Annie, we talk about the supremacy of the Constitution. In whose bosom is the Constitution? It's the judiciary. The Constitution stipulates what has to be done in this country. And even in our little groups and associations or whatever groups we form, one of the cardinal points is whatever you put together as your bylaws or your constitution should not be supreme to the Constitution, which is in the bosom of the judiciary. We have a governance system that has three arms, each checking the other, and the judiciary being the arbiter. If I'm wrong, correct me. We all have representatives in Parliament by virtue of the fact that the executive has to do certain things to make our lives easier, and they have to be checked by the legislature, and laws and other legislations that have to back or enforce those things must be by the people. That is why we all have representation in the House of Parliament. So if a member of Parliament goes into Parliament on the ticket of a party, they still represent the people of the constituency that makes up of various people in the constituency. Now let's come to the impasse in Parliament. This whole thing started with a statement the former minority leader, Honorable Aruna Idrisu, made on a campaign platform that they are going to push for those seats to be declared vacant. He came to Parliament. The minority leader, Atoforsen, took it over. Speaker said he was going to go into, he had options, set a committee, do other things, and also consult and whatever he says he had to do, and came back with a verdict that he's declaring those seats vacant. That's what I heard when he made it. He didn't declare any side majority. He didn't declare any side minority. The majority side didn't agree with the decision that was made, and that decision was made on the Constitution of Ghana, which has to be interpreted by the judiciary. What was the verdict then? That the Speaker should stay his decision. There was a stay of execution in it. You may disagree with the verdict, you may disagree with the decision, but that was what it was. Majority pushed for a recall of Parliament. Speaker hadn't declared any side minority or majority. The Supreme Court had said stay that decision. There's a recall of Parliament with, even before that, there was a parliamentary session. The minority decides to go and sit on the majority side. And when you say, they'll tell you wherever you sit is not important. Honey, if I come into this studio and I sit on your chair, is that allowed? Is that allowed? Can I just come into the studio and sit on the host's chair?
But nobody sat on the speaker's chair.
Honey,
if I sit on my chair, as an example,
yes,
then I'll liken it to the speaker's chair.
No, you liken it to the speaker's chair,
yes.
right?
Yes.
But there's a reason why there's a side for guest and there's a side for host.
Yeah, but limited to the...
No, that's what I'm saying. There's a reason. So that is it. By convention, majority sits on the right of the speaker.
You know, interestingly,
minority sits
on this
the left of the
yeah,
speaker.
Interesting, on this platform, it is not an agreement, but you find that mostly the NPP sits here and the NDC sits here. It's like an accepted convention.
But when NDC wants to cause trouble in the studio, they sit here. Like what happened this morning. Like what happened last 2 weeks when I was here. I mean, I agreed because it's a side of the guest and the side of the host. We haven't marked labels with MPP and NDC. And that is not the case in Parliament. There are labels for a majority side. There are labels for a minority side. This Parliament started with a lot of chaos. And I don't think it should end as such. And that is what the majority side also thinks.
But you see, the Afenyo Marking group probably is also not being...
The majority group.
Now, I just want to play safe.
Yes.
They
you want to play safe?
Yes.
Okay.
They are not being straightforward. So Afenyo Marking...
When you say...
Yes, they are not being forthright with their information. Afenyo Marking met the press after the whole Parliament, after the Senate was called. Then he held a press conference. After he held a press conference, Kennedy Japan also held a press conference. Okay, he said it's not a press conference, but he spoke.
The press.
Yes, but he spoke to the media. And he indicated that their side was in a meeting. What they failed to do was to have informed the House or the Speaker. So the Speaker is aware that they are there, but they are in the meeting. Their caucus was in the meeting, which they did not. So from the explanation he's giving, I get the fact that, I get the sense that he has accepted that we are wrong. We should have admitted or we should have informed the Speaker.
That's an interesting,
yes.
That's an interesting,
I mean, we have the details of his
That's an interesting way.
So they should have, their side should have, informed the Speaker, and they didn't.
But Annie, when the majority side came into the House and the minority side hadn't taken their seats, I don't think they would have been in any meeting. They would have been in the House.
Oh, so it means that you want to say they came?
No, but you come in, your seats have been taken. Don't you come together to agree and build consensus on that? Of course, they were sitting there. They were sitting there. The minority side was sitting on the side where...
So the right side of the
from
Speaker.
the account, right. Speaker said he has...
But you know that the Speaker's statement still stands. His ruling still stands.
His ruling stands what?
Of the 4 vacant seats. It still stands, right?
Do you also agree that there was a stay of execution on that decision?
Yes, but how is the stay going to be executed if you are not sitting, if Parliament is not sitting?
Okay. So his decision, that there's a stay on it, come, let's discuss it. What happens? Does the minority go and sit where name tags of the MPP?
Yes.
So you thought that the majority group should have gone to get them off, fight them off?
In my honest opinion.
Because
if
the Speaker, you heard what I read from what the Speaker is supposed to do. He's the head of the service and the head of everything. So if a clerk, according to what he said, the clerk is supposed to determine where everybody sits according to their name tags. And the clerk says that I haven't changed positions whose mandate is it to ensure that people sit where they have to speak? Isn't it the Speaker? So that's why I'm saying that what President Kufuor said, he couldn't have put it better, because now whatever is happening is at the doorstep of the Speaker.
So for the Speaker to make the necessary changes according to the courts with a stay, Parliament is the House of Records.
Yes.
And for them to indicate that, well, this was my statement on this date. I read out my observation that 4 MPs are declared to go independent. And on the back of that, I indicated that they have then abandoned their own seats in Parliament, therefore making it vacant. The other side says that, okay, then we are now majority, so we are occupying the right.
Majority according to who?
According to the statement read by the Speaker.
The declaration followed that there's a new minority group and there's a new majority group.
Yes.
What did the Speaker say that?
Yes, he didn't say that.
Did the Speaker say that?
But if the Speaker says that by 4...
So they inferred.
Yes,
they inferred that. Yes, okay, fine. Then fast forward, there's a stay on that decision.
Hold on. So fast forward.
And we all believe in the supremacy of the Constitution. And the Constitution is in the bosom of the judiciary, right?
The group says, okay, then we are now majority in numbers. So we have to occupy the right side. Someone goes to court, right? And even take note that before he went to court before the Speaker's ruling. Do you know that?
He went to court.
Do you know that Afenyomakin went to court before the Speaker's ruling?
Yes, but what wasn't the statement made before
because
the
if we're talking about
ruling?
Rule of law.
What did the Speaker make his ruling on? Based on a statement that was made, right?
So the Afenyomakin predicted the Speaker's ruling.
Come again.
He went to the courts on the prediction of the
Come
Speaker's
again?
ruling. Oh.
No, I didn't hear you.
I'm saying that, did Afenyomakin go on the prediction of the Speaker's ruling?
Was that decision made before?
Yes. No.
Was that statement made before?
No, the Speaker's statement was made after Afenyomakin had gone to court.
And what was the decision of the court?
No, I'm talking about why
whichever way. What was the decision?
It's not whichever way.
But whatever.
If we are really, if we want to strictly go, hold on. If we want to strictly go by the law,
yes.
On what basis did Afenyomakin go to court?
On the statement that was made.
Before.
Yes.
Before the statement.
So that
he saw
process
the
doesn't even
statement
start.
before he went to court.
So that process doesn't even start. But whichever way, all that has passed, right? Parliament needs to sit. The people, the NDC who claim that they have the people of Ghana at heart, if they really do and really want to say, and you see, they always go like, a precedent has been set, a precedent has been set, referring to what Speaker Okoye did. Today, knowing them, if the NPP decides that, oh, we want this thing to move on, let's go and sit anywhere we want to sit, let's take the decision. What has been set? A precedent will be set. Knowing the NDC.
What's your point?
That's my point. You want to set a precedent that there's a stay of execution on the statement, there's everybody's dedicated place to sit. Then an unruly group decides that we are going to take over another group's sitting area. That's a precedent if we allow them to go by it. Don't you think so? Based on their justification for what they are doing. But the good thing is at the doorstep of the Speaker. So he says he hasn't declared.
What role did the Speaker play here?
Come again.
What role did the Speaker play here?
The Speaker declared seats vacant after his own consultation.
No, I'm talking about just last week. What role for the Speaker calling for another Senate? What wrong did he commit?
What wrong did he commit?
Yes.
Who has said he's committed any wrong? The NDC sat where they are supposed to say. That's
why I was saying
he says that he hasn't declared any side new majority. Right.
Okay.
So the House is supposed to be how it's already constituted.
Mm-hmm.
The NDC, which is the minority, sits on the left of the Speaker. The MPP sits on the right of the Speaker for proceedings of Parliament to go on. So what is motivating the minority side to go and sit on the right of the Speaker? Can the Speaker put that in order for proceedings to go on. That is where we are. That is where we are. Or you think that they should go, the MPP group should go and hustle them out of those seats so that proceedings can go on, we can form a quorum so that this parliament becomes a chaotic parliament from beginning to end. Whatever is happening is not just for the MPs, it goes against all of us. It's the Parliament of Ghana. Your representative is there, my representative is there. But if we think, from all that Beatrice said, it's all about the votes, and all they are saying is reject them. They don't have the people at heart. You have the people at heart. Sit at your place, let Parliament proceed.
Which place? The left side?
Yes. What does it change? They'll say why, and they go on like Afenyomakin is obsessed with the.
Didn't come to the chamber.
Afenyomakin is obsessed with the title of Parliament. What is Honorable Atufosi doing? What is he doing? So who is obsessed now? It's not about the votes. It's not about just campaigning and saying reject them. It's about you saying that you think about the people. So today, if the MPP had gone and pushed them out, we would have been talking about another chaos in Parliament. Just talking about the airline that has to be revoked. If the NDC really had the people at heart, that should have been the first thing they should have been pushing.
They haven't.
If they really have, that would have been the first thing, rather than pushing for declaration of vacancy, rather than being obsessed with being majority. How many days to election?
3 MPs have actually pushed.
When is Parliament going on recess? I think they're going on recess on the 15th or so. So midnight after elections. I think midnight of 6th January that they come back for the swearing in of the new Parliament.
How are you expecting this state of execution be enforced?
Come again?
How do you expect it to be enforced? That automatically, when they came back to the House, the NDC side should have just gone to the left side, allowing
and
the
apart
speaker,
from the,
because that's why I'm
apart from this, apart from the state of execution,
no, that's what I'm mentioning.
The speaker says he hasn't declared any side minority or majority after that statement that he made. Is that a fact?
So it
or
means
not?
that
so proceedings must go on as constituted so we can move on. So why is the NDC so obsessed, in their own words, with sitting on the right
so
side
it makes nonsense
of the speaker?
state then.
Come again.
If the speaker says, well, I haven't declared any, so this ruling, I don't even know.
Well, whichever.
So
but today there will be a determination on the substantive case.
Right.
Today,
right.
Supreme Court is determining, and you know the NDC. When it doesn't go for them, the institution is biased.
We already know how.
You know, so okay, we just probably have to wait. But I think, and I agree totally with former President Kufuor, that it is at the doorstep of the Speaker as the head of the service, the board of the Parliamentary Service Board, and the presiding Speaker of all citizens in Parliament.
So let me ask you this: how do you know Hajia Humu Audu? She's a parliamentary candidate for WA Central Constituency.
Yes.
For the MPP.
Yes.
Have you seen pictures of her making rounds with a banner of she and former President Mahama?
She's holding it?
No, supporters. MPP, well, some parties.
Identifiable supporters.
They're cladded in MPP t-shirts.
Oh, honey. You expect me to speak to that?
I'm just
random people holding a poster.
So it cannot
and I should proven. Unless you verify those holding it, and you know for a fact that is the PC that is there. I mean, we are in a season. We are in a season. We are in a season of politics. I mean, the main misinformation, disinformation, the stock in trade of the NDC is propaganda.
Oh, so you're saying the NDC did this?
But whose photo is there? I mean, party paraphernalia is printed by a lot of people. So until we can verify that those are members of the MPP, sanctioned by the PC, then we can have a proper conversation on it. But if you just tell me there's a poster with random people holding, I can't speak to that.
All right. Good morning, Annie. Leader Afenyomakin lacks the credibility to lead. You cannot trust him because he once claimed he goes to court to to do gymnastics. We go to court to do gymnastics. This is the same person who brought photos of son winning from outside the country, claiming they were from Ghana. He even defended it on radio station, asserting his credibility. It turned out that it was untrue. He is not to be trusted. This is Carlos from Odododio. Annie, good morning. We should be careful with some of your messages. I said when you send them to me, I'll read them. Annie, okay, so we're complaining bitterly about the increases of cooking oil in the Tema markets, and at the back of the astronomical increase in price of gas for cooking, this government is sitting unconcerned for cooking oil price to continue rising. Ghanaians, we're begging you to vote out this MPP government. Papa Bisu sent this in. So Ambassador says that, Annie, I wish you had time to read what the General Secretary of the MPP wrote to Alan Martin and Hobson Adoye. Okay, if I have time, I'll try and read it. There's a question that's been bothering me. Lara, I want you to attempt it without necessarily looking at the law.
I'm not a lawyer, Annie.
No, because right now the article in contention is Article 97. But without necessarily looking at it, if you're working with someone and the person puts in a resignation letter that in about the next 3 months or to 6 months, I've resigned from the company, I'm going to be working with a competitor. And the person with you, within that period of 3 months to 6 months, is still in the company. How are you going to watch your steps with this person who has put in his resignation to exit in the next 3 to 6 months?
Depends on your company policy. If someone puts in an resignation, there should be an acceptance. Right?
Yes.
By the company.
Yes.
And there should be a process of process for the person exiting. So definitely, I mean, when you leave a company, critical information, everything, company property, all those things. But it depends on the HR policy of the company.
Yes, but generally the HR policy ensures that once you put in the resignation and it's accepted by the company, we start withdrawing a lot of sensitive things from you. Of course. Because we cannot trust you.
That's standard.
Right, because you're actually going to be working with a
competitor.
competitor.
You have to be, so if you are, someone is coming to replace you, that handing over process is also there, whatever they've done. If you have to pay off, there are some places that they might probably have trained you and bonded you for, you have to pay off all those things. And usually this notice is given because there's always a clause of in lieu of notice. Mm-hmm. So it's usually 3 months. In some instances, it's 1 month. So whoever either sacks the person or puts in their resignation, depending on the policy. So the general thing is you put in an advance notice and all that. There are processes you take to, if the company has products. But until you leave, you are still in the employ of that institution. But definitely, I mean, if like let's say your institution, someone does that hypothetically, and there's going to be an election program. Obviously, the person cannot be championing it because it's going to last over a period, and the person will leave midway. So that transition and all that has to be taken care of. It's standard practice.
And the transition is to ensure that all the commitments you have with the company is withdrawn once the company accepts that you should leave.
Not necessarily.
Some companies
not necessarily commitment per se, but whatever. Do I say it? Sensitive information, whatever
they are all part
issues,
of
and whatever it is gradually done. Whatever has been imparted must be imparted in another person. There should be some form of transition. And usually there's always an assistant or something.
Exactly.
And these things also depend on your level in the institution. Because if a production assistant decides to leave, it may not be as critical as the head of production or a general manager or a manager of a key department in the institution. So it depends on the level of the individual in the company and all those attending issues. The security man decides to leave, not necessarily head of security, doesn't really handle any sensitive data or information. It won't be that stringent. But for someone who probably sits at management meetings, directors meetings, at the board or something, it must be carefully executed.
It must be carefully executed, and make sure that you do not, your exit does not affect the company negatively. All right. Okay, so on that note, we'll take a breather. We'll be back shortly.
Yo, guys, can you believe Momo is 15 years in Ghana? Really? Yes, it's been 15 years of Fatumi Fon Somame. Wow.
15 years of Shami Momo. 15 years of Loyazo.
15 years of I've paid the school fees.
Charlie, breaking news! Win awesome prizes in the Momo at 15 rewards promo! Guy!
Just download the new My Momo app, transfer and make payments, and you could be one of the 15 people to win 15,000 cedis each, and one of the 150 people to win 1,500 cedis each. Hurry, Ghana! Download the new My Momo app and start getting rewarded today.
Yo, you download them. Download. I stop myself.
It is the Momo at 50 celebrations with MTN Momo. Pay faster, pay safer, pay easier, and just Momo it.
Another morning, another day filled with possibilities. My old car reflects my journey, and today could be the day I take a big step forward. Anything is possible. Just think about it.
My shelves are ready to be filled, and soon the flat rate will open up exciting new opportunities. I can already envision a vibrant shop bustling with customers, all eager to discover what I have to offer.
I feel optimistic about import costs. Why? Because with DMB flat duty rates, my expenses will be more manageable. I can see my business thriving.
Every moment spent with my son brings back wonderful memories.
I tell you, my son, with my digital skills, now one can say what create games in a website.
A show of boot number 1 on the ballot.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner. Dr. Baumia once said,
"We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast."
In 2020, we will promise an airport and a harbor. Fast forward to today, absolutely nothing. Sure working. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Merchant furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just the breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashphone store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashphone, feel it, know it.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia, #1 on the ballot.
To all our believers,
to the Niger Gunners of Globe Road,
all you Wartatas of Africa,
of Accra, of Maputo,
of Oimbo,
the legends of legends down Lusaka way. We hear you.
Now hear us. Obrigado. Galo.
Betway, the official global betting partner of Arsenal.
Dr. Baumia once said,
they are hurting the economy. These taxes are hurting, and therefore you are not going to get the growth. And when you don't get the growth, you will not get the revenue. And when you don't get the revenue, you go back to increasing taxes to get the revenue, and then you are in a cyclical downward spiral. And so they have it wrong.
Plenty English know the full baskets. They told us they'd move us from taxation to production, but they rather imposed over 40 taxes on suffering Ghanaians. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
The luckiest.
Star 712#.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get a packing from your book, man. One line. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man. Good luck.
We'll wait here. We are star 712. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let's choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4. Now we try. You need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
Hey,
Dema, tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and prepare. Now the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Welcome. Please look into the camera for verification. Thank you, John. You are now verified. Please select your preferred candidate. New candidate. Profile being verified. Please choose another. New candidate. Profile not ready. Please choose another. To see development options for this candidate, press yes or cancel. Will cancel free SHS.
We'll cancel LEAP. We'll cancel health insurance. We'll bring back Doomsaw. Should I continue? Press yes or cancel. Please choose another. Development options. Will improve free SHS. Free healthcare. Flat rate scheme for importers. Jobs for the youth. Affordable public transport with electric buses. Generally, a great choice. The only choice really. Thank you for voting number 1.
Esoro. Vote number 1 on the ballot.
Welcome back to the program. Let me just capture a few of your messages. Good morning, Annie. I'm Eben from Kwabinya. Article 97 said a member shall vacate his seat, and the mandatory word is shall. So all eyes are on the Supreme Court justices today. Day of Supreme Court proceedings, its image. Day of Supreme Court redeeming its image for the judiciary. May our Father in heaven guide them today in their ruling to regain their glory. Eliplim Akugru from Dom Kwabinya sent that in. And also, Mansa Musa from UK says that, Mansa Musa, you're welcome back. He says, good morning, Annie. I want to know what is taking the Supreme Court so long to interpret and explain Article 97. G. Should that directive in the Constitution be viewed and understood as concurrent, immediate, or futuristic? Thanks for Master Musa. I think we all stand in expectation of what the Supreme Court is going to be saying. Dinko Ivan says that, Annie, good morning. Tell the Vice President that his knee-jerk policies he's now bringing cannot save him. I heard him say cost of dialysis will be free on from December 1st. He should start that now and not wait for any future date. Why December 1st when you are left with 7 days to be kicked out of office? Now, you remember the announcement made by Kufuor on the single spine salary policy? The 4 years SHS, when they did provide classrooms to cater for the final years, and it took a new government to carry those poorly thought through policies, seeking the votes at that time. So, Evans, that's your concern. Annie, please ask Lara to, is she not tired of defending this government? Ismail Asoria is asking the question. I don't think she is. If not, she would have declined coming on the show. Good morning, Annie. Ignore those wasting your ears with ideal scripted tantrums that the NDC and the Speaker have disobeyed the ruling or the law in Parliament. No MP or Parliament has disrespected any law, the Supreme Court, or questioned its the law, any law, Supreme Court, or question its interlocutory ruling outside any acceptable legal process that will make such questioning a high crime. Not the NDC MPs or Speaker Alban Babing. The fact is, Alex Afenyo-Marking is the MP and his MPP have simply refused to turn up in Parliament chambers because they have failed in securing the attendance of enough parliamentarians to match the NDC. Trados is the one sending this in. Okay, let me just leave this and go to my message here to you that if you're a proud official of global betting partner of Arsenal, Betway is bringing you some way more new fun exclusive packages. So place any bet on Arsenal and you will stand a chance of winning exciting monthly prizes from the range of Arsenal jerseys to some memorabilia and more. And not only that, you also stand a chance of winning once in a lifetime play on the pitch experience at the Emirates Stadium. Competition ends at 31st of January 2025, exclusive to Betway. Terms and conditions apply, regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana, so play responsibly. All right. So let me come back to my guests. And say that again?
People are placing bets on us now.
All right. A lot has been going on with the campaigns. This is what President Mahama said. He pledges to upgrade a Kumfi Community Day SHS boarding status. NDC flag bearer John Mahama has promised to transform the John Evans Tamil's Community Day Senior High School in a Kumfi into a full boarding school, a move he says will bring significant students, parents, teachers, and the community. So speaking to a Kumfi during the Central Regional Campaign Tour, Mahama explained that this upgrade will create more stable environment for learning and personal growth. Mahama assured voters that if elected into office December 7 election, he will prioritize this project alongside other initiatives aimed at fostering progress in a Kumfi and throughout Ghana. Okay, so there's also the issue of Asiedu Nketia saying that National Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Stephen Nketia, has accused the President of the National House of Chiefs, Ojiahoho Yaojebi II, of abandoning its neutral role and engaging in partisan politics by allegedly campaigning for the new Patriotic Party. Addressing the residents of Odumase in Asante Akim Central constituency as part of his Ashanti regional tour on Sunday, November 10, Asiedu Nketia indicated that instead of using his influence to mediate the ongoing parliamentary impasse, the President of the National House of Chiefs has been seen supporting the NPP. Dr. Baumia announces free kidney dialysis for all NHIS patients from December 1. So Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party, has also announced that starting December 1, 2024, kidney dialysis will be provided free charge of all patients under the National Health Insurance Scheme. Remember that what the scheme puts out some months ago were age specifics. All right, but Dr. Baumia is announcing for all patients under NHRS. So this comes after a successful pilot program that offered free kidney dialysis for patients aged 60 and above, as well as those under 18 years. Dr. Baumia announced this while campaigning on the Old Trafford constituency Sunday, November 10, 2024. So a lot has been going on with the campaigns and some of the messages. We have a few days, 25 days more, right?
Yeah, technically.
Okay.
I mean, from today's 26.
Today 26.
Yeah, but the day before election is usually not for campaign.
Okay.
The day before, the day of election. So
okay.
It's about 25.
So let's talk about the campaign messages that has gone on so far. Some of these final policies that are coming through, are they all captured in your manifesto, or they are just, last campaign, go hard policies? I'm starting with you. Sorry, I'm starting with you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, campaign has been going on for some time now. This morning, Dr. Baumia has been in the Ashanti region for a couple of days.
I'm sorry, but let me put this across. Yes. So this is the cocoa price, increase in cocoa price of cocoa. And this is a press release from Ghana Cocoa Board. It says that we announced for information. We announced for the information of the general public, especially stakeholders in the cocoa value chain, an increase in cocoa producer price of cocoa from 48,000 Ghana cedis per ton, that is 3,000 per bag of 64 kilogram, to 49,600 per ton, that is 3,100 per bag of kilogram. This new increase, which took effect Friday, 8th of November 24, aims at supporting Ghanaian cocoa farmers and offering an improvement income. The decision also underscores the government's commitment to ensuring that cocoa farmers receive fair compensation and remain competitive within the global market. And you also have one thrown in there about cocoa farmers' children benefiting from free university education.
Yes, I mean that's the cocoa price is always a good news to the industry, so it's a welcome decision. But with respect to the free tertiary for cocoa children of cocoa farmers, I don't think it's relatively a new thing. They used to enjoy the free secondary, what they call the Cocoa Board Scholarship for secondary schools then. And now with the introduction of free SHS, there's been a lot of conversation around where the focus will be. So if it's now moving to the tertiary level, I think it's a call in the right direction and must be applauded. With respect to campaigns, I mean, we've all been crisscrossing the country for the past few months. Dr. Baumia has been in Ashanti region. Today he's doing Bosumtwe, Ejeso, Bekwai, and Asokwa. Today, yes. He took a break from the campaign to launch the credit score system, and he's back on the campaign trail. I mean, he's been crisscrossing the country for a couple of months now, and he did that thoroughly before even setting up his manifesto committee so that whatever policies are put in the manifesto when he becomes president, inshallah, when Ghanaians give him the mandate, will be purposeful and tailored to suit the realities of the situation we are in now. And like he said in his presentation of the manifesto in Takoradi, there were a lot of issues, but the three key ones were cost of living, employment, and roads. And those are the policies he's been selling out to Ghanaians. A few ones that are working vis-a-vis the cost of living as it is now. I mean, we are all challenged with it. There's no doubt about that. We haven't hidden away from that. It's high for now, but what has to be done to make sure that cost of living goes down? What policies do you have to put in place to make sure that the ordinary Ghanaian is comfortable enough and at least can access the basics of life? Apart from all that is going on, when you talk about some of the, in our manifesto is in three parts: what we met, what we've done, and what we would do to enhance what has been done so far. One of the key things is health. Education is key. Agri-processing is key. So with education, one of the key, apart from the enhancement of the basic education, that's from kindergarten to junior high school, adding on to the infrastructure, adding on to the quality of teachers we have with the exam and with the allowances that are paid to teachers. One of the key things that has really come to boost the education sector is the free SHS. And when you move around rural Ghana, I've been to a couple of constituencies. I've gone as far as Bunkrogu, I've been to Zabzugu, I've been to Yendi, Salaga South, I've been to Daboya, Mankrago, I've been to Bole, Bamboy. I mean, you go to some of these communities and you are having first generation SHS graduates from schools. I mean, in addition to that, it's also the free TVET bits. And when you go especially to the TVET center around the headquarters of the TVET service, you see how the center has been reformed. It's not a matter of making it free and saying that you're enhancing it. It's what you can have students learning modern technologies and using obsolete equipment. So when you go to the center around their headquarters on the Boundary Road, another one in Dansuman and across the country, you see how they are retooling the centers to be fit for purpose for the changing times and technological era that we are in. The curriculum and all that to boost education. When you go to health, one of the key things that also boosts health, apart from the Agenda 111, that will create a lot of some over 70,000 jobs when they are done. The continuous recruitment of health staff, enhancement of equipment and all that. One of the key things that also boosts health is health insurance. And now you have childhood cancers, you have sickle cell on it. And as you mentioned, from the first of, even though the pilot of free dialysis is being done, as you heard from His Excellency, the Vice President and the flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party, from next month, it will be fully rolled out for free dialysis. You also come to the agric sector. I mean, we've had Planting for Food and Jobs, which also comes with a full value chain that ends at the factories. One of the challenges that we've been facing with the exchange rates and all that is the being an import economy, and how best for you to strengthen your economy in terms of that is to have your raw materials being produced in the country. So that also goes into the 1D, 1F that has created some 160 jobs so far. You also realize that whatever policy His Excellency the President and flag bearer and leader of the new Patriotic Party puts out always has a jobs component in it. So for instance, when you talk about cost of living, and I will talk about the transport bit of it because I was part of the transport committee and I speak for the committee too. So when you talk about especially for road transport, one of the key things is the EV transportation, that's electric vehicle transportation, pushing it within the public transport system. Because no matter what you push, even with those who work virtually, people who run those systems need to move from one place to the other to make sure that the systems we use to work in our homes, in our offices, work. I mean, pushing for EV in the short term, making sure that it's accepted, incentivizing private sector people, especially those with the fuel stations, to build capacity. It's not that you are introducing EV vehicles and someone moves from here to Hamile and their car is stuck and they can't do it. And when you look at do the comparative analysis, if someone is using a 1,500 cc vehicle, they'll use some 800 to 850 to fill their tank. But if they're using an EV vehicle, that's about some 330 cedis to charge it within a month. So those are the kind of policies. And whilst building all these things, building charging systems, building the plants that will enhance these infrastructure, it's also creating jobs for the youth and all those already in it. One of the other things is building a spare parts hub. I mean, when you go to Ashanti region, really talking about spare parts and those things, the first thing you hear is Swami Magazine. In Accra, it's mainly Aboseo Kai. You go to Techima, you go to the Tamale, there are places that are, so when you have hubs, And those marketplaces just shouldn't hang. It should be a collaboration between government and fintech companies. I mean, those who build payment platforms and all that. So you have tech people building the marketplaces. And I have a practical experience because of the job I do. Convenience has also been built so much into our system. So now you have the courier service really becoming a key component in some of these things. So you have them. I remember we licensed a gentleman who said he was going to go into supply and delivering of parts and fuel. So we even had to go through the process of making sure that whatever cans he was using to transport the fuel to people was the right specifications, and make sure that all the other institutions that were involved, he was in tune with the regulations in those institutions. So that's a young man, a young entrepreneur who is pushing and has to be enhanced. So retrain some of these people so that at least some of those marketplaces. Then we also go through the flat rate system. I mean, it doesn't have to be that you're bringing parts from different parts of the world and you have to pay differently, or you're bringing a container of spare parts and you have to pay differently for it. So if you bring in a 20-footer container, so I mean, there's a flat rate for whatever is in it, depending on the categorization of those things. So it's not that you're bringing a 20-foot from one part of the country, world, another person is bringing a 20-footer container, you are paying different charges. So that's the flat rate system to also make it, because you can't be encouraging people to bring in these vehicles and also make the system conducive for them for part replacement. Because when parts are expensive, that also leads to all those accidents, because it's too expensive, the person can't have access to it. So they are forced to manage whatever faulty part they have. And that causes all those things. So the fintech companies, the technology people, and also the generation mix. I mean, we talked about fuel, we talked about gold for oil and all that, but we also need to push for solar, which is relatively cheaper in the long term. So that generation mix will also be pursued, because if you are pushing for reduction in cost of living, it has to be the full value chain. I mean, parts are available and cheaper. There are charging systems. And these charging systems, if they are using solar, even come at a cheaper cost. So at the end of the day, the cost of transportation, which is a key component of our cost of living, also is reduced. That makes it easier for the ordinary Ghanaian. So fundamentally, all those other things also build. And in the long term, just as we have these 5 assembling plants for vehicles that already use the normal fossil fuels, the long term is to make sure that we have assembling plants for those things, and that also further enhances the job creation component of those policies that Dr. Baumia is advancing.
So some of those policies are being thrown out there, and some of them think they are final messages, they are just campaign messages, but that's what she's explaining. One of 2 of those you have heard.
Okay. Annie, I've been listening to Laura and I'm laughing, because really and truly, she has not told us anything that is going to make our situation better. This campaign is about the economy and jobs, and nothing more. So, for all those fanciful things that they claim they could not do in 8 years, but they can do in 4 years with Dr. Baumia, it boils down to the economy and jobs. And I was very happy when she said that their manifesto is in 3 phases: what they met, what they have done, and what they will do. And sometimes I wonder whether the MPP, they have conscience, because you would doubt whether, there is a way you can gaslight people when everything is wrong, and you keep telling people that, oh, Choboy, the origin of Choboy, oh, it will get well. That's different from when people are so removed from the reality. The Ghana we left for the MPP is a Ghana with an exchange rate of 4 cedis to $1. Today, the Ghana we have is an exchange rate of 17 cedis to $1. How do you tell any logical mind that you have done better, for which reason they should vote for you? The Ghana we left you is with an inflation rate of 15%, where Dr. Baumia said that it was terribly bad and unconscionable, and it represented wickedness that inflation should be at 15%. Today, we have an inflation rate of 22.1%. At the time when it moved from 54%, and here let me pause and say that when the inflation rate is 22% today, it doesn't mean that the 22% is good. It means that we have moved from 54%, and it cannot go up because it's a rate. It's not the prices, it's the rate at which prices go up. So at a point, the bread which was 5 cedis will become 12 cedis. When inflation starts coming to 22, it doesn't mean that the prices of bread has reduced. It means that you've already experienced the 54%, and you are adding on the new rate of the 22%. So that in itself cannot even be an achievement, especially when you took us to 54%. That is the Ghana that we have now.
Oh, but it's an achievement when the rate slows down.
From where? It's anticlimax. You've got to 54% and you're now declining. It doesn't mean that you are doing something to make the lives of the people better, because you got to that mess already. Now, public debt. Dr. Baumia is on record to have rented every university lecture room or lecture hall in this country. That it was so unconscionable that the public debt from Nkrumah's time to President John Maham's time has to be 120 billion. And that if they had access to those monies, there will be no community that will have a water and toilet problem. That they would have built 1,000 factories. This man was speaking so loosely, as if he was speaking to school kids. That was the Ghana we left you. Today, public debt is 762 billion and more. The unemployment rate, 8.4%. You said it was so bad. Today, it is at 14.7%. You see, all these things, one would say that maybe they are data and statistics. And I will not behave like Dr. Baumia and say, I don't believe in the statistics churned out by the Ghana Statistical Service. So I'll go with their own statistics. Annie, do you know that over 850,000 people have been pushed down the poverty lines? These represent human lives that were not considered poor. But because of your mismanagement, you have pushed them down the poverty line. Today, they represent the poor people. 1.7 million people are multidimensionally poor. This is by the Ghana Statistical Service. Your favorite Calipo, which you were drinking, and you were doing the Calipo challenge. Recently, Dr. Baumia started the coconut challenge. Nobody followed him. Because coconut that was 50 pesos, it's now 7 cedis. And so even if your food soldiers decided to do the coconut challenge, and they decided to do it morning, afternoon, evening, before they add the price of kenke, which is 5 cedis, 7 cedis, and they add the price of fish, they would have been spending 100 cedis. So they cannot join the challenge. So the challenge failed. The coconut challenge failed. The campaign message is about the fact that the people who led us into the mess, the people who told us that 4 cedi to $1 was so bad, and today it's at 17 cedis, cannot all of a sudden make a 360-10 and tell us that, you know what? Dr. Baumia was part of the government as head of the economic management team. He supervised the worst depreciation of the currency. That today, young people who cannot get jobs is the doing of Dr. Baumia as the head of the economic management team. that many people whose businesses have collapsed because of the debt exchange, the pensioners who are dead, the people who cannot have access to their government bonds, and people are dying, some are in wheelchair. Recently, you saw the Kama CEO who just lost his life. Before that, his last words were that, I worked, I saved, I did not live an extravagant life. I was told that I should put my money in an investment. Today, I cannot even afford 1,000 cedis. At my matriculation, that man was our guest speaker because he had accomplished. You have come to impoverish over millions of Ghanaians because why? You over-borrowed. The man who told us that we don't need to borrow because he has worked at the Bank of Ghana. And it's true, he went to the Bank of Ghana and printed in excess of 77 billion cedis for an election, causing our inflation to be where it is and the economic mess. It's telling us that in our manifesto, you know what? We have some beautiful policies. In fact, I have some apps I want to launch and keeps launching up upon the other. But I do not have the mental capacity and the administrative fortitude to make this country better. At least, Annie, if you cannot make the country better, if you cannot make the country what you said you would do, because let's say you made those promises on the campaign platform, you don't make it worse. Because the John Mahama you criticize and called him competent and called people to join you to say that this man, you vilified him so much. It's the John Mahama that people wish they were still buying the dollar for 4 cedis today. Many businesses will wish the dollar was still 4 cedis. Many people will wish that they had John Mahama because nobody touched the savings of people. Everything is not well, and so the campaign is about the economy. And Dr. Baumia has conveniently moved away from economy, from jobs, from hardships, and is everywhere launching apps.
He has said that you're failing to see the linkage between digitalization and the economy.
What is digitalization? What he is doing is launching apps. If there is any direct correlation between the economy and launching apps, why has he not launched an app to stabilize the city? Because that is the foundation of every problem we have in this country. And he knows that as someone who holds a PhD in economics and has sat in economic management meetings, at least Gabi told us that he and Ken Ofiriata were the magic ones. So why has he not launched an app? Because that is the foundation of the economy. Your credit score will be linked to your ability to purchase. Ask Lorati whether she's been able to buy Wache from the credit score that has been launched. Many young people can't find jobs. We live in the country where we are sitting on a time bomb. Everything is not going right. When you go outside Ghana, Accra, Annie, I've been to all 276 constituencies in Ghana, including Guam, making 276. Where the NDC started rural electrification and ended, your government has done zilch. Where the NDC was building schools, hospitals, in fact, go to any constituency. Recently, we were in one of the constituencies that in the north. The chief said that if you take the NDC out or the development of the NDC out of the constituency, they will go back to creation because they are light, they are schools, they are church compound, they are roads, their water system. Everything was the creation and the doing of the NDC. So the campaign message is simply that Ghanaians are going into an election with two major political parties. One person's logic is that my government has failed, which is Dr. Baumia, that my government has failed so much that I was not given the opportunity to salvage the government. That this government is so bad that their policies are so excruciating and bad. And so you forget the bad government, which I am part of, and vote for me to come and right the wrongs of the government I'm part of. So he's telling you as part of his campaign message that the e-levy which we introduced, and as head of the economic management team, Kojo Oponkrumah told us that he was part. He will scrap it. The COVID levy which they introduced, he is promising to scrap the betting tax which they introduced as head of the economic management team. He says that, you know what, you continue to suffer within this time. 26 days into the election, you continue to suffer. It is not, I mean, it is okay if you can afford food. I have some magic wand, but I cannot solve the magic wand because maybe Cinderella has not released the shoe. The joke and how we have reduced governance to. Ghanaians have the option to choose between the visionary John Dramani Mahama, whose vision and love for this country has shown when he was in power. President John Mahama may not be perfect and may not have been perfect, but President John Mahama over the years has demonstrated that if there is any leader that loves Ghana and is committed to the huge transformation of this country, it is him, John Mahama. Why do I say that?
But you can say same about Baumia. May not be perfect. I mean, recently we were crying over
the
kidney
challenge with
dialysis.
Is that he has not accepted responsibility for this government.
Is that the only problem you have?
No, but how do you attribute the successes of a government to someone who says that I'm not part of the failure? You can only be that, yes, I accept responsibility for this. I could have done it better. I have done A, B, and C. He says that I am not part of this government because I don't take the ultimate responsibility. So you cannot come back and say...
No, he can never say he's not part of this government.
The only thing you can credit him with is as chairman of the police council. You've seen police brutalities to the democratic hub and everything. Have you heard him speak about it? The point I'm making is that as electorates, as Ghanaians, I want to say that elections have consequences. And though political parties may not be perfect, it is important that you weigh the benefits and the disadvantages and make a choice. Because speaking for President Mahama, I can tell you that in the area of health, the NDC and President Mahama, at the time of accounting to the people of Ghana, could boast of the UGMC, the Bogatanga Hospital, the Ridge Hospital Phase 1, the Dodowa Hospital, the Bank of Ghana Hospital, the Maritime Hospital, and many more hospitals which we were almost operationalizing before we left power. That is the track record of the NDC today.
Agenda 111.
Where is Agenda 111? Where is it?
Free kidney dialysis.
Where is Agenda 111?
It's coming.
It's coming after 8 years.
It's coming up. They're building.
Where?
At various stages of completion.
So we are comparing a man and the political party that has 8 years and can show you regional hospitals, quaternary hospitals. As for district hospitals and polyclinics, we don't mention them. Because we have so many to our credit. We are talking about monumental investment in health. The MPP has zilch, no single regional hospital to their credit, no single quaternary hospital. When we had COVID, it took the vision of the NDC to sustain. That is the choice the Ghanaian people have to make.
Why are you pretending you can't hear me saying the free kidney dialysis? You're pretending you can't.
I have not pretended.
You heard
I heard you. I'm making my points. I'll address it. Now, Dr. Baumia stood on a platform and said that in 18 months, there will be no community with a toilet or water problem. You know, he has a penchant for mentioning toilets a lot. Apologies to viewers who are eating. Even that, which he was noted for, the toilets which he was noted for, he failed. The water which he told everybody he will supply, he failed. The NDC added 77 million gallon production to the national production capacity, unprecedented. And in recalling the achievements of the NDC and President Mahama, I can tell you about the Kpong Water Project. I can tell you about the Teshinwa Desalination Project, where I come from. I can tell you about the Accra Tema Metropolitan Project, we call the ATMA Project. I can tell you that President Mahama was the one who took water to Nanado's hometown for the first time during the 5-town water project. I can tell you about the Asante Mampong water project in the Ashanti region where they vote for you. You haven't taken water there. It is the NDC that took water there. The Kumasi water expansion project. And so when it comes to water production, whereas President John Mahama in the NDC adds on to water production, these guys have not even added a single gallon. I challenge them to tell me what they've added. Even the small water bodies we have, your party people are buying champagnes and destroying the water bodies. So what did you come to do? You did not come to add. You did not maintain the status quo. You just came to destroy. So you cannot even compare these two political parties on the basis of water production. Now, when it comes to the economy, bless the soul of the NDC and President Mahama. Because if the NDC were to behave in the most irresponsible way that the NPP behaves today, Ghana would be an economy without economic buffers. The sinking fund, the stabilization fund, the Ghana infrastructure fund, the Exim Bank, which we did to support businesses, import and export. You are giving it to your party chairman, they are the beneficiaries. The young people have voted. And that is the campaign message, that whereas one political party built a bank to grow businesses and to help businesses import and export, you give it to musicians and your party executives. These two political parties cannot be the same. And that is what we have been preaching on the campaign, even in the area of education, where this government says that they have been able or they've not been able to do anything in any other sector because of education. President Mahama's worst cannot be compared to your best. Because you know what? The NDC recognizes that quality education and good education must start from the basic to the tertiary level. So what did the NDC do? The NDC eliminated over 2,035 schools under trees. Admittedly, there were so many schools that ought to be eliminated as well. We could not, continue or get power. When you came, you have done only 17. So you are comparing a political party that has had access to over 1 trillion cedis with nothing monumental to show. And the NDC had only in excess of over 200 billion. These two political parties cannot be the same. We must know that the 2024 election is a test for our sanity. The NPP wants to know to what levels they can destroy our nation. Did you ever hear from Nkrumah's time that corruption was the only achievement of government so much that the president became a corruption clearing agent? That I saw that ministers of state had millions of dollars stashed under their beds. Their mates were even stealing the money without their knowledge. Today, the Auditor General is telling us that in excess of over 50 billion cedis are found in the pockets of corrupt people through financial irregularities. Look at these people who had access to 21 billion when we had COVID. At the time when people were dying, I lost a very good friend, Frances, because of COVID. They could not build a single hospital to show that in memory and in honor of those who died, that we had a pandemic such as this and we have access to 21 billion cedis. What did the Auditor General tell us? The Auditor General told us that these people paid $81 million for vaccine that never arrived. Up to now, we still haven't seen the vaccine. Sputnik V.
Yeah, but we're supposed to retrieve that money. What I can't tell.
We were supposed to retrieve it where? You think they will retrieve it? Sputnik V.
They haven't given
They
us.
had an opportunity to see corruption. At a point, the minister told us he was not thinking. They showed or they shared the money to their parliamentary candidate. That is a campaign message that you cannot continue to trust the NPP with your resources. That you cannot, as a young person, vote for the NPP. It is a test to show that corruption must end. And Annie concluded, you know why we must vote against the NPP? We must do that for the sanity of our nation and to also show that political parties, when you come and you amass wealth, individuals amass wealth, and you share those wealth for the people, they will still take the money and reject you. So in concluding, I want to tell every Ghanaian that in your constituency, that's in your region, that in your branches, the MPP will come to you. They are started already. They are sharing fertilizers, Wellington boots, giving cash to people, 1,000, 2,000, 500, 200. We saw that play out in Asin North. What they have done is that they don't have the equivalent of UGMC. So the money for the hospitals, they will bring it to you to share so that you can take and forget about the 8 years of the suffering. They will bring you the money, they will share data, they will look out for you everywhere you are and engage in vote buying. We all have a duty to accept those things because they are using the state's money, the borrowed fund. That is what they are using it for. But you and I must reject the MPP in an overwhelming manner so that they will know that you cannot alter a document like a Japadie, that you cannot sit and plan on how to plunder the state's resources, destroy the future of young people, and then couch statistics to come and defend. Today, we are being told that everything Dr. Bawumia launches is in relation to jobs. Dr. Bawumia is the man who has shown not to be credible when it comes to jobs. You see, he churns out figures, and over the weekend, I listened to the technical advisor at the Ministry of Finance when he was invited onto a sister station and was asked that these figures you are churning out, what is the source? If you say you have created 2.6 million jobs for young people, where is it? The man said he could not tell the source. At best, he is implying, or he was implying, that they should ask Dr. Bawumia where he got the data. The Minister of Employment says they've created 3 million jobs, January 2021. In September 2022, the figure reduced to 3 million. Dr. Bawumia in April 2024 says that 2.2. Another time, 2.1. August, 2.3. Now in November, is 2.6. We cannot allow the MPP to reduce the lives of the suffering Ghanaians to statistics that mean nothing. To statistics that when they themselves are questioned, they cannot provide the source. We owe it a duty to reject the MPP. And more so because they are even led by the man like Dr. Bawumia, who consistently has shown that honesty, credibility, and being candid matters not to him in anything he does. The man can simply not be bold and then do the right thing. And you know, the irony is that they tell you they have the bold solution for the future. So what happens to the now? For the 8 years of our lives that have been wasted, what will I tell my grandmother who didn't travel and hire presidential private jets and saved her money and for debt exchange? To that young person who cannot find job because of corruption, to that person who does not have hospitals, even with the Agenda 111 you said you are building, you have not been able to operationalize one hospital, 100-bed hospital. And when ministers of state and the secretary to the president fell sick, he had access to dollars, and he's in America, living in a very luxurious hospital and sick. You and I cannot afford the dollars. Many young people can't have access to that. So they will not build hospital for you. They have amassed wealth. Your future is in your hands. This is not an NDC MPP politics as usual. This is a call to duty.
But politicians taking health care outside.
Yes.
It's very
normal. You know why?
All of
you know why? So at least build the hospital for your people. So that when they are also sick, they will get a place. But you cannot do zilch. So when they are sick, where would they go to? Look at recently when UGMC was conducting successful surgeries, Siamese twins and things. What would have been the remedy of those parents who cannot afford dollars but for the UGMC? When Napo was sick and the minister was sick and they went for leave in the UGMC, because you know why? The airports of every country was shut. If President Mahama had behaved like them and had not built, the NDC behaved like them and had not built hospital, the Gan East, when strong men of God were sick, they went to Gan East. So they go to Dodowa. Look at their mortality rates, reduced because of the Dodowa hospital. You cannot do everything at once, but you have a duty to keep moving, to keep doing and solving that which you can solve. When you are done and you don't finish solving the problems, somebody else will come and continue. But you have a leader in Baumia who tells you that if I solve all the problems today, what will I solve tomorrow?
Don't you think that thing has been taken out of context?
Please provide me with context. I'm happy to learn.
I'm not sure that that was to say that. I don't want to.
Did you watch?
Of course, I
watched
was there.
it. So what's the context?
I was there.
What's the context? A lot of people were asking him, why have you not done this? Why have you not done this? You said this. Then he said that, but if I solve all, I need to have a manifesto. And so to them, it is not about your problem. It's about the next election. The MPP and the NDC certainly are not the same. Okay. We cannot be the same. But I'm happy that America has shown the way that it is possible for a former president to come back and make the country better in 4 years. That it is the test and the quality of your leadership and not the length. And so you have 8 years, and after 8 years, this man is launching an app. You know, the shame in all these is that the MPP has not laid a single fiber optics or had to do with anything that shows that they are committed to investing in their own agenda. Their assumption is that people can't differentiate between building an app and embarking on that infrastructural drive. So today, if you are in the north, you are in the south, you are in the Volta region, your ability to make a call is because of the NDC's investment. Your ability to switch on the lights, when we were taking lights of Bono regions, the MPP said that the Bono regions and the northern regions did not deserve lights. They could not pay. This is the same people. It is the same group of people.
When did they say that?
Check the past. When President Rawlings was going to develop the north, check what they said. So this is the same people underlining their theory that as property-owning Democrats, our collective good is not their concern. They must come and tell you, oh, that we have houses in cantonments. So it is even in tandem with how they grab state lands. Recently, you saw the list. They even want to buy hotels. You can imagine recently, Labadi Beach declared profits of 15-point-something million or so. Dividends that they were going to pay. That money would have gone to buy a Champon and later tell my children that I didn't live my life well because he lived his life well. So we must reject the MPP. We must show them the way out. They must go and reorganize and know that when you are given the resources of the state, it ought to be for the public good and not for your private good.
Okay, so the APP records on education is unmatched. The data speaks for itself. The investment in educational sector under the Nana Baumia government is clear and tangible for everyone to see. Then the debate is not debating, when the debate is not debating, you mix up issues like Beatrice is doing. Lara, to fantastic analysis. Master Planner Kintampo is the one that sent this in. This one says that someone is trying to confuse me. Joyce Bawa Mutari, Esquire, good morning to you and thank you for the message. This one says that Chumbafo says free kidney dialysis till after elections. So it's starting 1st September. So it's not after elections. Sorry, 1st December. Thank you.
So 6 days to elections. I didn't even know that.
But there was a pilot.
Okay.
So free kidney dialysis till after the elections, so that if they win, Kojo Nkrumah will come and tell us that the free that they gave is renal patients wasn't so free at all. Okay, I get a statement. Do you remember how we had to pay for free water, and we were giving during free water that we were giving during COVID? Can you kindly wish my mom, Mrs. Victoria Chumba, for a happy 80th birthday? Oh, from Kojo Chumba, from the whole family. So happy birthday to Mrs. Chumbuafo, the mother of Kojo Chumbuafo, and Kofi Chumbuafo as well, who is also a member of the MPP. Interesting. Kofi Chumbuafo, do you know him?
Yeah, the brother.
The brother.
Yes, okay. So happy birthday to Mommy. She's my godmother too.
Oh, is she? 80 years. Interesting. 80 years. So happy birthday to you. But
she's
I think
real matriarch.
Yeah, they celebrate their birthday also with my colleagues, 2 colleagues in the media. Martin Edu, he's a journalist. Today is your birthday, Martin Edu. Happy birthday to you. And also one of our very own outstanding journalists who has helped us discover, uncover, review, updates on Galamsey activities, and that is Erastus Asaredonko. I celebrate you this morning.
I like his first name a lot. Happy birthday to Erastus.
Yes, happy birthday to you, and I hope to see you soon. Okay, so, okay. Laratu, yes, you wanted to
will you give me the opportunity to rebut? Will you give me the opportunity to rebut?
Laratu, 2 minutes.
No, let me know whether you give, because it's not fair. She has spoken, I've spoken. If she rebuts, I'll rebut.
Can you allow me?
I will allow you, but I want to know, will you give me 2 minutes?
2 minutes and we go.
Annie, you see, when you have an alternative that has nothing to say, both in the past and for the future, you rattle like the way Beatrice was rattling. She said we haven't added a single gallon of water to the water production in this country. And she claims she's been moving around the country. Maybe she may want to go to Upper East and ask the people of Bolga, Navrongo, Paga, and its environs that if there's not been a water project. She may also want to go and ask her own chief whip, the MP for Adaklu, about the water project, the Adaklu water project. That is serving some 89,000 plus citizens in Adaklu and its environs. She's talking about hospitals. She's talking about quaternary hospitals. I doubt she understands those things.
I know that's what she would say.
Quaternary hospital, the premier quaternary hospital in this country is the UGMC. The University of Ghana mooted that idea, but because of President Mills's relationship with them, he took it over. First phase was done by President Mills. Second phase was done by President Akufo-Addo. Apart from Dodua, which is Shai Osudoku Hospital, Beatrice should tell me one hospital that President Mahama started and finished. She should tell us.
Started and finished.
And finished.
But they were starters.
I mean, UGMC was started by President Mills. Finished by President Akufo-Addo.
President Mahama.
It has nothing to do with President Mills.
It has nothing to
Bank
do with
Hospital.
President Mills
Bank Hospital was started by who?
President Mills was
we are talking about presidents and their initiatives that they brought in.
Actually, it's consistent with what Dr. Baumia is even saying today.
It's presidents and their records.
So,
it's presidents. Look.
Then
I believe.
What's the use of a vice president?
Come again.
What's the use of a vice president?
What's the use of a vice president?
If we want to really disassociate them from the president.
I mean, today, when a decision
we're paying them for nothing.
When a decision is
so you mentioned one.
Beatrice.
You mentioned one.
Beatrice.
You mentioned
that was part of the NMS project that had the Dodua Hospital has been finished. Go and check. There were supposed to be 6 projects under the NMS package. They finished only 1. Dodo. Go and check. When it comes to health, you need to be very careful. In talking about quaternary as if they are scattered all over. There's one, UGMC. Started by President Mills.
Where is yours?
Finished by President Akufo-Addo.
Where is yours?
Where is yours? I can give you a litany of hospitals. If for nothing at all, you're talking about Agenda 111.
So
there are about 30 of them. That will be commissioned before elections.
On health, yeah.
Agenda 111 are not hospitals.
They are buildings. So
they are not hospitals.
No. They are buildings.
No. That's what I'm what's the project? It's a hospitals project. Yes. There are about 30 of them that will be completed before end of year.
Yeah, but it's not a hospital.
Yes. By end of year, there will be. We'll show you.
Yes, you are showing us block.
I can show you. Just recently.
8 years. You are showing us block.
Please.
My concern is, why are we so fixated on providing free dialysis to kidney patients and not
why are we so
tackling?
Fixated?
Yes, and not tackling the root cause or one of the root causes of kidney problems, which is
what's the root cause of kidney problems? Galamsey is not the only root cause of kidney.
It's not what?
It's not the only root cause of kidney.
I said one-off.
One-off.
Yes.
I mean, there's been conversation on it.
How long do you want to conversate on it?
Come again.
How long do you want to conversate?
I've said on this platform times to now, it's a collective fight.
It's not a collective
I mean, with all the conversation that is going on, even with the revocation.
Did you consult us before taking our money?
Are we going to have a conversation or you're going to keep
I'm telling you, it's not a collective. It's not a collective
fight. If you think it's not a collective,
yes, it's not.
That's your opinion.
It's not.
It's
I'm
a collective thing.
This collective.
It is.
It's not.
Today.
It is not.
That was one of the key things that should have been put before
I said Galamsey is not
Today
a collective fight.
Okay, if you think
it's
so.
It's a leadership.
I think, yes, but it's collective.
Collective leadership.
It's leaders and followers.
Economy.
It's a partnership. It's a partnership. You know, you can laugh. You can laugh. I mean, we are serious. You see,
it's collective.
She sat here and spoke about everything that has been done wrong. Right. You see, you talk Dr. Baumia, and that's what they say. And when Dr. Baumia says that they don't understand where we are today, Beatrice has shown it clearly this morning. You are talking about economy in the 4th industrial revolution. And you think that I cannot buy, watching with, and I don't blame her. Because her boss, Beatrice, please, her boss actually told people in Gamashi that what they should be interested in is buying kinky and fish, not digitalization. But today, they think that people should get up and go to the bank at 2 a.m. when because of interoperability that they wanted to do for $1 billion, that Dr. Baumia championed and did for $4.3 million instead of the $1 billion. That was some 4-point-something billion. You get it?
Was doing something.
So if we have this alternative that doesn't have a good past record, because I don't think that they have any good past record.
Okay.
When they took inflation from 11-point-something after Professor Mills, he moved it as high as what? To 17. Check their records. You are the one referring to Starter. Go and check your inflation records from 2012 to 2013. 54. Even in the face of all that, we brought it down. But what is it? In which, oh, come on, Beatrice. No. You are talking about logic. You understand logic? With the submissions you made, not a single thing that you can cite for your flag bearer. You couldn't even say a single thing your flag bearer will come and do. All you're talking about is Dr. Baumia. Come on. And you're talking about logic?
Former President Mahama. In Kumasi. So we're linking to a
you can't say a single thing that your flag bearer is going to do.
Former President Mahama is meeting with the clergy.
And
they have actually requested that Metro TV will pick a live. So we're picking the details of that program.
Forget the failing campaign.
Shortly. Thank you for watching the show. Let's link to Ashanti region. I'm sure the production team will also work on that. Thank you, ladies.
Hey guys, so I got this app. It's called Ayoba. It's a chat app that helps me with beauty tips and cooking tips. A super app that feeds me music and the latest sports content. I even use it for my studies. And the good news is I don't need to use my data bundle because I'm on MTN. Charlie, the app just did be.
Ayoba, the all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, read, play, pay, and listen. Use Ayoba at no data cost on MTN. Download Ayoba now.
John, mema wakwaba.
Yeah, sir.
Alaji, mema wakwaba.
Yeah.
John, I had a bro, one on them.
I really am a Ghana and Tina Menamo, and some